Hi everyone, it's Blake again with North Winds Wilderness School. I'm here today with Evie of the YouTube channel Little Girl in the Woods. She's going to help me out with a couple of different things today. So about a year ago, I did a review of the Pocket Super Shelter by Merkwares. And in that video I said we probably weren't going to do any more gear reviews. I've kind of had a change of heart. I'm not going to become a gear review channel. There are plenty of those out in the market. But when I come across a piece of gear that I feel really inspired by, I think we'll start doing a few gear reviews here and there. People seem to like them, and I know enough people in the wilderness industry that I get my hands on some really cool things every once in a while, and I want to be able to share those things with you. So the first review we're going to do in our new era of reviews is what's in this box. But before I open what's in this box, there's something else that I want to talk about. And that is this. This is the Husqvarna Forest Axe. And as you can see, this one is well loved. Probably 4 years ago, I decided that it was time for me to buy a decent axe. You know, I've spent my whole life off of antique store axes, garage sale axes, Walmart axes, and what happens is I buy it, I use it once or twice, it gets tossed in the shed, and then the next time I need an axe, I buy a new one. And I was kind of sick of that whole process, both the waste of buying things and then throwing them away, but then also just not having tools that I could trust. So I did a bunch of research, and what I found is that the best axes were way out of my price range. A HULTS BRUK is $200-300, and I was not, and still not, in a position to be able to afford a $200 or $300 axe. So I did a bunch of research. I read some reviews. I watched a few reviews online, and I decided to buy this Husqvarna axe. I don't remember how much it was, 60 or 70 bucks or something like that. And when I first got it, I was enamored. I was in love with it. But I very quickly learned that the hype was mostly just hype. It came razor sharp out of the box, and the first thing I did with it was fell a birch tree, and that dulled it. And the steel in it is so mild that I had a really hard time getting it honed back to a super fine edge. And after working on it it felt like an hour, I don't know how long it was, I finally got it sharp again, and I started splitting wood, and by the time I was done splitting wood, it was dull again. So I've been using it for several years now, but I just don't really care for it. It doesn't hold an edge, and it's hard to get it super sharp. So, with the help of Ben from Ben's Backwoods, I started researching Gransfors and Hultifers and Wetterlings, the axe brands that people are usually using. And I decided to go with this. This is the HULTS BRUK Hunter's Axe. You can see how much I paid for it. When you open the box here, I think this presentation is great. I was so happy the first time I opened this. The initial presentation of this axe is beautiful to me. It's just a regular cardboard box, but the axe looks great in there. What do you think, Evie?
I think it looks cool.
Yeah? Does it look pretty?
Yeah.
Should we take it out of the box and see what we can do with it?
Yeah.
All right.
I see there is a tag and case.
Yep. So this is what was in the box. I'm just going to get rid of this box now. Thank you. This is a sticker. It's not the most exciting sticker I've ever seen, but thanks for the sticker. Here's a book. I think this is about how HULTS BRUK makes their axes.
It's really small for a book.
Yeah. It just shows the process of how they make their axes. It talks about how they're still hand forged. And then this case, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not super thrilled about this. I will probably make a new one. The axe slips in here. Actually, I think it's supposed to go like this. And then this pulls tight, and there's your blade cover. But I prefer a cover that's just on the blade. I mean, thank you for sending me a leather cover with the axe, but I think I'm going to replace it.
Yeah, because it's not really dangerous on that side.
Right, it's not.
Because it's only dangerous on the front side.
That's correct.
Because the front is where you cut.
Yep. So this is a beautiful axe to me. The wood is beautiful. The grain looks just about perfect. I don't know if you can see that. There is a tiny amount of surface rust on the bit by the cutting edge, but truthfully, I've had this for a little while and just never opened it before, or I opened it, I never took it out. But it is like razor sharp. This thing is as sharp as some of my knives.
And if you could, maybe, I don't know if you can see it, but on the tip of it, it's kind of really shiny.
Yeah, it's super shiny, isn't it?
Yeah, I can kind of see on it.
I think it's because of the way they sharpen it. The balance on it must be right there. It feels great in my hand, and it's super attractive. Let's go see what we can do with it. Alright, so I've got the HULTS BRUK Hunter's Axe. I've got Evie, and I have a red pine here that I sawed off its base, and it chose to just become a shorter tree rather than tip over.
It only like slided off. I was over there collecting sticks, but that I didn't see it, but he told me to slide it off there and I wasn't really happy.
No, it's a shorter tree. So to test this axe, the first thing we're going to do is buck the branches off of this thing, and then I think we're going to try to make something useful out of it. Let's see what we can do.
That looks really easy.
Pretty sharp.
Axes can be really useful.
This thing smells like it's full of fat wood.
He's getting rid of that thing.
As you can see, we're making pretty quick work.
Just like
Limbing this thing.
like 2 hits and you're done.
Yeah.
We'll just pull that one off. Whoa.
All right, on to test number 2. So first of all, I want to apologize to all of you. Just a little while ago, I said this was a red pine. In fact, this is a jack pine. The reason I said red is because we were right on the edge of a stand of red pines, and I was looking at the trees in the distance, not the one I was cutting. So I apologize. This is a jack pine, not a red pine. Second of all, I want to assure you all that I did not cut down that tree just for this stick. We are going to use the rest of it as well. But what we're going to do now is test some of the chopping power of this axe. You know, a hunter's axe or a trapper's axe has a pretty short handle. These aren't meant for felling big trees. These aren't meant for huge axe work. These are meant for carrying with you in the woods and doing light work. So what we're going to do is some chopping on this log and see what this tool can do.
So let's see what we can do here.
One last test. Cut. All right, so I didn't exactly take this thing out logging for a month, but in the couple hours that I've been playing with it, I'm pretty impressed. That pine log, I cut it in what, 8-10 swings to get it through, and that's with a 24-inch handle and not a ton of effort. It limbed the tree just fine. It took down the handle on that maul just fine. The HULTS BRUK Hunter's Axe. I think this is going to be my new carry it with you in the woods everyday use axe. I really like it. If you guys have ever used one of these and you have feelings about it, or if you found any value in this review, let me know. Leave me a comment either on YouTube or Facebook. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Have a great day.
And follow my channel.